Well, hello everyone. This is I, your favorite Asian nerd, Lerd, and this is another Star Wars show and tell or review, or either way. And happy Saturday, everyone. Normally, every other Saturday, you know me, after the payday wise, I usually go out in my Boba Fett cosplay. But some of you know, some of you don't know. This month of March, I will take a little break going out to the mall. It's not. It's more than I want more rest, but I am working on a new Boba Fett cosplay. Some of you, I mean, of course, Facebook, you guys knew already, but YouTube, just to give you the heads up updates, I'm working on making the original Boba Fett cosplay. Which version? Return of the Jedi. And I've already ordered a few materials to start on my Boba Fett cosplay. I mean, I got the whole flight suit. I mean, I ordered in a way, a Halloween dash cosplay, both Return of the Jedi Boba Fett costume or cosplay, and I did some QCs on it. It fit well on me. I mean, there are three nitpicks I did, and I'm going to replace and modify myself. And anyway, so yeah, I'm taking a break, a month, maybe a month break, depending. And more than that, after this, I mean around pretty much evenings, I will be attending a birthday party as Boba Fett, and I've already, you see behind this junky bag, I've already got a present for a very, very good and favorite friend of mine that helped me throughout. His and his wife helped me throughout my 3 years here. Oh God, I'm going to sneeze. So what you see here, today's review or show and tell or comparison, I will be comparing two favorite Slave ones I own. As for display wise, so right here on my left or your right, this is the Vintage Collection Slave 1, and right here on the right, or your right, whatever, this is the original Trilogy Slave 1. Uh, I'll do a little bits by piece of comparison, and I will do a size comparison with one of my favorite ships too. So here's the Vintage Collection Slave 1. I, I had this for almost 2.5 years. This was a present from my mother. I don't know if I mentioned this, but usually how this kind of pretty much parents are. Some parents are different, but my mother, I never asked her anything for Christmas, but I just want to see her. That's all, as much as I can. And this is, I did expect my mom will give me something that I will use to spend to buy on Amazon. But in return, since I kept refusing not to give me anything, but so in return I got her an expensive present. So this is the Vintage Collection Slave 1 I love the most before I got the original trilogy. So yeah, this is the bigger. This is like considered as like the Holy Grail. It has many things it has that other Slave ones never had. I mean, of course, this is movable wings. It moves by itself. I had to do some uh, modification. I had to open up the back to make sure the wings doesn't. Yeah, there it clips in. See, it still goes slides down, but not all the way down like this. But it stays up if I put my two hands on it. It'll stay up like this. And it comes with two shooting mechanism blasters, or whatever we call it when the Slave 1 flies. It shoots, and it shoots in the back. There's one, and there's the other one. The downside part was when I was when I was opening up the back of the Slave One ship. You know what? Of course, in Disney we don't call it anymore. We call it Boba Fett's ship. What the hell? Anyway, when I was removing the blasters, I chipped off it. I mean, I broke it off somehow by force, but I didn't want to buy another one or find a replacement, so I did my best fixing this piece and glue it together and tested out it's still shootable. And what's so cool about this Slay 1 for the vintage collection set, style, and give me a second, I'm going to put these back on. It's just like, if I recall, this was the clone. This was repainted as Jango Fett's Slave One. So the coolest part is open these babies up. If I could try to open this somehow, I don't. Oh man, it's been decades I learned how to open this. Ah, there it is. Some of you already know the video, but it comes with the interior. Shows you could put your figures in, which I decided to just bring out the retro collection figures. These three, the Borak Boba Fett. This one I had for 3 years and it's still in good tap. Here's Fennec Shan I bought from GameStop about 3 weeks ago. And their bodyguard brawler Wookiee Chrysotron. I think I bought him on Amazon as well. No, wait, no, I didn't buy him on Amazon. I think I bought him at GameStop with the rest of the Book of Boba Fett cast. Almost the rest. So, here's the coolest part. You could have... And since they have page on these, maybe it could fit on. You can have Fennec Shan stand here. Oh, I guess the page won't hold them too well. I mean, that's pretty much the 3.75-inch figures, and I mean, yeah, they fit well on the vintage line, on the vintage Slay One. You could, and the coolest part, I suck at explaining. This is the reason why I do my best how to explain to show off my figures. Ooh. I knew it, I would sneeze. And here's this part. I mean, there's no opening. I mean, there's the ramp pull out. Right here. You could do the scene in the Book of Boba Fett. I don't remember what episode. When Fennec Shan stands in here. Sadly, there's no door opening. Doesn't open the door when she goes inside. But, can't really, I mean, normally you'll just have to bend her a little while she's, fighting, or I think she was standing on the ramp while she was fighting with the Wee guard. And, let's see. I mean, there is no opening in the inside, so that's the downside part. But it's not really downside too much. And there's the top. What's the noise? Oh, it looks like my PS4 just logged out of my YouTube. I'll check it out later. There's another ramp in the top. It comes out with another, I don't know, I think it's a prison cell. You can put your figure inside. Chrysanthemum won't fit in. Boba Fett is meh, but you could have Fennec Shan inside into the prison, just like this. could just have it stored here, flip it back up. The next part is secondary weapon, more than the blasters or the gunners, is the two EMP bombs right here. The weirdest part is usually the EMP bombs, if you watch The Mandalorian Season 2, it comes in the inside right here, not on the sides. But either way, I'm happy it has a secondary weapon. So all you have to do, there's two buttons right here, and you just press it down like this. If I could press it, if this thing could drop, that's one, and there's two. And if you excuse me, I'm trying to fix. I guess I kind of messed it up. Kind of regret opening the back because right now the EMP bombs won't. I mean, well, right now the clip of holding the EMP bombs will not. Is going to be hard for me to hold unless I could try to find a way to fix this problem. So give me a second, people. Well, at least the other side is good. Okay, good. Yeah, I guess it's just a little tight. That's what she said. So anyway, here's the EMP bombs. And the next part is the interior. And maybe I could have it. Maybe I could try to remove it carefully. If not, forget it. So what you see here, if you're wondering why the interior is not moving, I sort of did my own modification. It's still movable like this, but it's because when I was figuring out how to fly up, before the interior, let's talk about Han Solo's in carbonite. It comes with it. And normally you can make believe having pretend Bespin Gardo put Captain Solo in the cargo hold, but saddest part it won't fit inside. So this is the reason why they found another way to have Han Solo be stored in the top behind the interior right here. Now, for the pilot interior, this is cool. This is the cool part. I'm happy you could fit 3 figures inside. Normally, there's a reason why they did this mechanism. So, because if they didn't, it's point this way. You're gonna. I guess people will have a hard time putting the figures in. So this is the reason why they put this one. So, if you're wondering how did I magic avoid having it move all the time while it's flying up in the air, well, there's 2 ways you can do. Well, I didn't want to completely lock it because that would suck for me to put in the figures in the hard way. So, how did I do this, people, was you always have your trusty friend. The fits loose joint. Yeah, what I did is I pour. I'll try to explain as best as I can. I pour some on both ends of these side as much as possible and wait it for about maybe an hour, and then check if it's tight enough. If not, a bit more, and then give it about maybe an hour or give it about the whole day, and then see what's going on. And there's a certain point, if it's like really jammed up, try to move it around many times to unjam it, and then there you have it. You have no problem landing or flying with it. Or landing or have it fly around with while it's wobbling around. And so anyway, the coolest part for these three interior that you could fit three figures. So I'll try my best to put Boba Fett inside. If I could try. There. That's one. Have Fanta Chan. Reminds me of in the book of Boba Fett episode 2 or 3. I don't remember what episode it is. I love that show. What can they make the season 2 for crying out loud? Because this is the reason why I grew. This is the reason why I decided grew. I mean, I cosplay Boba Fett because after watching the book of Boba Fett, I found my character I grew in love with. And don't get me wrong, I love Luke Skywalker, no matter what. And Han Solo the most. I was going to before I was Boba Fett, I was going to be Han Solo, but things didn't turn around as it used to. Okay, let's see. We can have Chrysanthemum squeezed in, and please. I hope this works. If not, then I did my best. Okay, it's a fair tight squeeze. So normally you could either put it in landing gear mode to squash this in, but imagine fits this in and close, and this is what it looks like. Right here. And is it able to close up like this? Yes, able to have all three people tucked in as long as they're not that tall. So this is pretty much why I love this Vintage Collection Slave one, because now, see, normally when I was little, I thought it was just only a single person in the Slave one, but I did not know there's the limit is 3 people and a few passengers in the bottom. And here you go. That concludes with this Slave one. So I'm going to remove these 3 first. And you excuse me, I need to blow my nose right after I pull these guys out. Okay. Oh. Put this slave one aside. Excuse me. I'll be back after these messages. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, what's going on? It went to my account. That's weird. One second, people. Okay. Anyway, people, I'm back. Continue on. So the next slave one, since that covers the vintage collection, The next one is the original Trilogy Slave 1. Which, this is a good figure. I love this figure. This is the repainted, remolded of the Attack of the Clones Jango Fett Slave 1. And so here's the major difference is, this is the weirdest part, the downside part, it has no ramp going down and no opening to go down. And for size comparison of these with the figures, with these figures, it's quite, this slave one is really small, and it was kind of like, oh god, I think I have a headache already. So yeah, so the funniest part, they can't really go in. It would be weird how they were supposed to go inside into a small cramped up ship. And the coolest part about this, the gunners, I did not say, forgot to explain with the gunners of the vintage collection. The gunner, I mean, for the gunners for the vintage collection, you had to move them. It doesn't move together. You had to move it like one by one. This one, this completely moves all together. You can hear the ratch joint. And same as the wings, moves together as well. And unlike the Attack of the Clones Slave one, there is a little gap hole that you can release 3 or 4 EMP bombs, but this doesn't. And there's something, and there's some add-ons for this Slave one, the original Trilogy. That has extra weapons on these sides, and I removed them. I do not know where I put them since I moved out. Since I from my old when I moved out from my old place and moved here, I don't remember where I put it, especially with my extra Star Wars figures. And what's so cool about this Slave one, just like the Attack of the Clones Jango Fett Slave one, you see this button right here, and you see this gap right here. Here it is. Reveals a 4 firing mechanism piece, and either left or right clockwise, it releases it shoots out the missiles. Pretty much, I'll call it. So here's one. And if you want to store your missiles, you can have it on these clips right here. And the coolest part is there's a small handle here for kids. You could have it fly like this. Unlike the vintage collection, doesn't have a handle, which that's fine with me. It's just for adults display only. That didn't sound right. And you don't want to have these missiles revealed up. You can put these back. Well, first things first. Either way, you could have your finger. Either way, to store it back in, you could have your finger push it back in, or you could have the lever. You could pull the lever in to pull it all the way in. Oh my goodness! Anyway, and then had the cover clipped on. That's the coolest part. And for the inside interior, it sadly doesn't come with Han Solo in carbonite. It's different than the vintage collection, so you could have the interior open right here, or you could have it on. I don't want. You could unclip it. It comes with 3 passenger seats, just like the vintage collection. The downside part is there's a bump on the top. It's weird when you put your figures in. It pretty much just goes with young Boba Fett into the right, left or right side of the interior, and you could fit. The downside part is there's no clips to hold the figures, so they will go wobbly around, which I'll show you the perfect example. It's gonna be hard to put them on since it's not like just like the vintage collection. The pilot interior has a mechanism for you to put your figures easily. So this is going to be a challenge part for me. So I'm gonna try to put everyone in. Oh, thank you for the like. So we'll put Mr. Retro Boba Fett right here. Fennec Chan. This is gonna be the weirdest part. See, this is weird. Right here. And I'll put Chrysanthemum right here. If could Chrysanthemum fit in? That's a question. You just have to go in the beat. Unless I'll have to remove Fennec first and then put Chrysanthemum here first. Here's Chrysanthemum, and here's Fennec. Okay, all cuddled in. Eat. Then, so here's the downside part, having here's the downside part. Since it has no clips to hold the figures, it's gonna get so wobbly around. But first, I would like to test out if it's going to be able to close with all my figures in. Yes, it can. So, here's an example. It gets so wobbly around here, see? I'm talking about. Yeah, so there's nothing to hold, but except for Chrysanthemum, since he's big and buffier, he won't wobble around, but just Boba Fett and Fennec Chan will wobble around. Even what happens goes upside down. I'll do it without the cover. I'm sorry, YouTube. I am so sorry. I won't do that again. Don't hate me for it. So yeah, I mean, if I close the cover up. They won't fall out, but they'll fall kind of. Well, yeah, no safety inside the pilot interior. Hmm. And I'm gonna put this clip back on, not by force, if I can. There we go, that fits. Clip this on, and now I will do size comparison with my favorite Holy Grail, my original trilogy, Millennium Falcon. And let's see how to do this. Okay, everything's displayed out. Let me go. Yeah, you can see my feet, I'm sorry. So now here's the size comparison, everyone. I thought the Vintage Collection Slave one would be very big, than 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 the original trilogy Millennium Falcon, but I am wrong. He's a bit smaller, and this is like a perfect size. To me, it is a perfect size. For this, for the original trilogy Slave one with the original trilogy Millennium Falcon, this is much smaller than this Millennium Falcon. So that's the downside part. But the question is, which is better? To be honest, I can't answer it for you, or I can't really answer it myself because both Slay ones are good toy ships with in different many ways. And I do not own the Legacy Collection Millennium Falcon and or the Castle Run Millennium Falcon with uh, Hondo Tanaka. I believe that's his name. The Space Pirate. Well, I know his first name's Hondo, but I don't remember his last name. But anyway, do you know what? I mean, I thought about getting the Castle Run Millennium Falcon, even though he's so big, but sadly it's not used. I mean, yeah, it has shooting mechanism, but it's gonna be. I don't know if anyone tried using it for play, flying it around. But yeah, do you know what? This is like for this vintage collection Slave One with the Millennium Falcon. It is like they they do pair very well. I mean, it's just kind of reminds me of my Lego, Lego Rise of Skywalker Millennium Falcon, and my KO UCS Slave One, which they're right here. The video of comparison. So I hope I explained the best of my ability to you guys about these collections. And I will conclude this video. I'm gonna go and wait. It's still too early. What time is it? It's still early. I'll give about 1 more hour. I gotta get myself ready for the for my for the for the birthday party. And yeah, right here is what I bought for my favorite friend, my favorite person. Anyway, this concludes the video. Uh, Happy Saturday. See you guys later.